p.m.
Thank you for calling Capital Metro's Go Line. It is now
3:40
p.m. For English, please hold. Si desea obtener información en español, diga español o oprima el 2. Please tell me what you would like to do.
Operator.
Thank you for calling Capital Metro. A service representative will be with you shortly.
The next bus is coming. The first and most high-tech...
For quality purposes, your call may be recorded or monitored. Please hold for the next available Go Line representative.
We have placed QR codes on signs at selected buses.
Thank you for calling the Go Line. My name is Carol. How may I assist you?
Yes, Carol. I was logging on to your website, icanmakeitbetter.com, on ideas to improve Capital Metro, and y'all are planning some new bus stop signs. I'm wanting to know when are those going to be implemented, and the fact that y'all are removing the bus arrival times on the bus stops itself.
Okay. I can transfer you to somebody in the planning, okay?
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Are you sure planning deals with the bus stop signage?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm sorry, give me 1 second. I'm trying to find her number. Okay, here we go.
...area and run until about midnight most nights.
Sorry.
Yes, is this the planning department?
It is.
Okay. Yes, I was logging on to your website called icanmakeitbetter.com. It's one of your Capital Metro sites, and it says you are planning the these new bus stop signs.
Right.
And there's a couple of things that I am questioning about these things. First of all, you are getting rid of the bus arrival times?
Correct. Hold on 1 second. Let me go to that website and see exactly what you're looking at. What we're doing with that bus arrival time is now it's going to have the QR code, and basically you'll be able to scan the code with your phone or with whatever application, however you access the QR code application, and then it'll provide times for you. That, or you can call our Go Line, and they will also be able to provide the times for you.
Okay. What about the people without cellular phones?
Well, it just all depends. We have our pocket schedules that we're still going to produce.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, just because there's not a sign or a time at the bus stop, you'll still be able to access the information online, or you'll still be able to pick up pocket schedules when you get onto the bus.
Mm-hmm.
There's still going to be ways that you can find out what time the next bus comes.
Right. Well, don't you think that would lose ridership? Like, say, if a bus route runs every hour?
Well, our frequency isn't going to change. It's just being able to provide the information that'll change.
Right, I understand that, but there's some routes, for example, like 392 on the weekends. They run pretty much, every hour?
Okay.
Or, like, in the express routes, they run the weekdays every hour during some times.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm understanding your question.
Well,
and if you go out there and you
wait for an hour, wouldn't that discourage ridership?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, a lot of people usually plan before they make their trips. They either access the web or they call us. I mean, I don't know very many people who will just go out to the bus stop and wait. Again, we have literature on the buses that they can pick up when they are on the bus to help them guide them through the rest of their trip.
Okay. Well, they're not on the buses at all times.
Okay. I mean, we try our best to keep them stocked, the buses, and the operators also, when they start their route, are encouraged to restock all their fleet with information regarding that route.
So they're encouraged, they're not required.
Well, I mean, of course they're. I mean, if they have the particular pocket schedules available, sometimes we run out, or sometimes there are updates to the schedule where we have to pull them because information was misprinted. Again, any of that can also be accessed on our web, and then they can also retrieve the information by calling our Go line.
Okay. And have you done a desperate impact assessment before doing this?
In what particular area? Or, I mean, is it
Before doing launching these QR codes. Like, I mean, how many percentage? I want to know how much percentage of Austin residents have access to a computer.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not able to provide that information because I don't have that information in front of me. But there are ways that, we determine with the new technology what would be available and what would also be beneficial for the riders, as well as the passengers, riders and passengers, to access the information. Based on, I mean, that's the form of communication that's being used in a lot of places now, not just with Capital Metro.
Okay, well, this is going to impact a lot of people, particularly in East Austin and North Austin, who basically don't have even access to a computer or cable TV. I mean, they're not going to spend all day at the library just trying to find out what bus is going to get.
We still will have available representatives that will be able to provide that information to anyone calling in. They're still going to be able to access the Go line. We're still going to have the IVR after hours where they'll be able to access the information as well.
Now, is the IVR going to be touch tone, or is it going to be voice activated? Where
the same as it is now, it's not going to be any different. So it's either or.
Oh, okay, so it's not going to be touch tone.
It's either or. They're able to input numbers and they're able to say what it is that they need.
Okay, there's no option to bypass.
The Bus Stop Improvement Program, we're also working on identifying the bus stops with a particular number. So yes, if you input a specific number, it'll give you the information for that particular bus stop at that particular location.
Okay. What I was asking you is, there's no way to bypass that voice activated. So if a traffic goes by, unless you have a really hold your mouthpiece on the phone, real silent, so the traffic won't think it's mistaken for a voice and say, sorry, I didn't get that.
Okay, I just mentioned to you that you will be able to use the touch tone, or you can currently use touch tone to input some information, but you will be able to put a specific bus stop number in there, and you won't have to speak. It will provide you the next bus times for the bus that you're referring to. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't. I mean, what I'm asking is, if there...
You just put in 1, you call the number, you put in 1, and it'll give you the information.
Will pressing 1 bypass the voice-activated...
Well, why would you... Are you referring to trying to speak to someone?
Right, trying to speak to the...
Information is after hours, when there's no one there.
Right, when no one's... well, like, say I call 474-1200 and say I have a cell phone. I want to be able to press 1 or another number to bypass the voice activated and use touch tone only, so the voice activated doesn't get the ambient noise.
Well, as soon as you make your call and input the number via touch tone, then that's how it'll recognize it. I mean, if you don't speak to it and you just push the button, it recognizes that. A lot of interactive voice response systems that I've come in contact with, I can either speak or push the button, and either way it'll read whichever command that I prefer, via pushing the button or speaking to it.
Okay. So in other words, there's no, to make it short, there's no way to bypass it. There's no button to press for touch tone only.
I don't think so, no. I mean, except for just putting that you're requesting.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Also, if you're going to do these new bus stop signage, y'all need to put payphones near the bus stops.
Okay, that's not, I mean, we don't have that, that's not our business. We don't put phones, we don't make telephones, we don't operate, we don't maintain them. That would be...
Right, it's a payphone, as you can pick a payphone provider. I mean, like, if I go up to another transit agency, like, say, down the road in San Marcos, actually carts, that's actually, technically, y'all are contracting with carts. And I noticed that there's payphones by the bus stops.
Okay.
Yeah, and, you know, that's for people who do not have cellular telephones. They can call in. And I'm also seeing it in San Antonio as well. They'd have the payphones by the bus stop, and you would be able to call in and get the route information.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can forward your concerns regarding payphones over to our planners to see if there's anything. But again, technology is improving, so
Right, and there are people who
elite at this point.
there are people that do not have the funds, do not have the or you know, that want to live without these technological gadgets. A lot of senior citizens don't want to go online when they can, you know, they're used to doing it, you know, the old read and the book cover way.
Again, sir, if you access the bus and if you board the bus, you'll be able to have that information on a pocket schedule.
Not 100% of the time. Maybe 23% of the time. 23% of the time.
No, not necessarily. It's majority of the time.
Well, I was on a couple of buses the past week, and I have not seen the schedule for that particular route. And on some of them, I haven't seen anything but the system map, which is pretty much worthless. I want to know what time the bus comes, what time the next bus comes, and what time the next bus after that comes on that particular route.
Well, that system map has the frequencies for each particular route.
But that doesn't tell me what time the next bus is going to come.
It at least tells you how long you'll have to estimate your wait. So it doesn't, it doesn't give you the exact time, but it'll give you the estimate of the wait.
Right, and that's going to end up distracting riders, discouraging riders from actually riding Capital Metro because of the service frequency. If it says 60 minutes is the estimated wait time, I don't think they're going to be at the bus stop for a whole 60 minutes.
Right, I agree.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's pretty much pointless to have only the system map and not have the actual pocket schedule.